So what is the reality of life for Jews in the UK these days? Well, just last week in Stamford in North London, a pregnant young Jewish woman was walking home at 6:30 p.m. A man, we now know, was following her for over a mile. He crept up on her and, in every woman's nightmare, assaulted her from behind. He tore at her wig, threw a pillowcase over her head and repeatedly punched her in her pregnant belly. The attack on her wig showed he was clearly assaulting her because she is an Orthodox Jew. The blows to her stomach showed he was clearly trying to harm or kill her Jewish baby. That footage we won't show you, but it is there. This is as repulsive and disgusting as you can get or imagine. This is pure, unadulterated, evil anti-Semitism in broad daylight, and this is the repulsive creature responsible. But will he ever be caught or face a court? The London police are still humming and hawing over it, and wait for it, they are debating whether the attack was racially motivated. Anti-Semitism is more prevalent now in Europe than since the days of the Third Reich. The unfettered immigration into the West from Islamic-majority Middle Eastern nations has fueled antagonism towards Jews in a toxic combination of fundamental Islam and hardcore Marxist left-wing ideology which sees Israel and therefore Jews as white oppressors. The Lovies deny it and many Jews dare not admit it, but anti-Semitism is now embedded in left-wing politics, frequently under the guise, as Tenenbaum proves and shows, of support for the Palestinian cause. Now, obviously, that is not to say that anybody who supports the Palestinian cause is an anti-Semite. Of course not. But it is well established that many anti-Semites hide their hatred of Jews behind a veneer of support for Palestine. Which brings me to Australia. On Tuesday and Wednesday this week, the Australian Labor Party are holding their national conference. It's a Zoom one. According to the Australian newspaper, a stoush is looming over the issue of recognising Palestine. Now, despite Donald Trump's extraordinary success in brokering numerous Middle East peace deals by sidestepping the issue of a Palestinian state, Labor intends to inflame the debate by unilaterally recognising Palestine. David Bliss, a union delegate, will try and soften that resolution by binding a future Labor government to certain conditions before officially recognising Palestine, such as ensuring that the Palestinians actually hold free and fair elections, or ensuring that the Palestinians end the use and abuse of capital punishment, the systematic use of torture and arbitrary arrest, and the repression of political opposition, dissent and free speech. The motion will also insist the right of the State of Israel to exist must be formally acknowledged and all expressions for the destruction of Israel and the extermination of Jews clearly disavowed. The motion will be seconded by former Labor MP Michael Danby. Now, I'm not accusing anyone in the Labor Party in Australia of being anti-Semitic, although some have certainly raised eyebrows in the past. But I will say this, in my opinion, only someone for whom a fanatical hatred of Israel and the Jews is embedded in their support for a Palestinian state could possibly object to those conditions. So, watch this space carefully.